following podcast is rated R for an older, yet not necessarily mature audience, for adult discussions, drug and sex references, Coltrane's impulsive F-bombs, and the rest of the crew is just sketchy as a whole. If you're uptight, this will make your ass pucker. You've been warned. There, did my job. If you stay, it's on you.
Video vault, a cringe-inducing.
Of course, there's always something in there.
Nice touch.
Almost perfect, and then I'll be damned. Anyway, welcome to Off the Rail. I am your host, Coltrane. Along with, right next to me is the old wifey, Shelly.
Hello.
She all like a little kid.
Hi.
And JJ out in Nebraska couldn't be with us today. She has a little burnout going, so time to she's been through a lot the past couple of weeks, so well-earned day off. So she will be back next week. And all the way out, you're gonna hear our dog playing with a bunch of squeaky toys. See, there they go. Anyway, all the way out there in New York City. You know what they say about New York City? If you can make it there, then good for you. It's a notoriously hard place to do so. We got Loco. What is going on down there? Up there, whatever the hell.
Cold.
Really?
Really?
I don't know what the hell's going on. Again, or still, or something. I don't know, man. It's been chilly. And the forecast isn't looking any warmer. Tomorrow's gonna be like a cold, rainy day.
Oh, wow.
That actually sounds kind of nice to me.
Yeah, it does.
No, for you guys, I can imagine.
It was
How hot is it for you?
Was that? Say it one time.
I said, how hot is it for you guys?
It was about 102. Yep.
Yep.
Past couple days, it's been about 100. And the worst part is, did we talk about the air conditioning last show?
No, I don't think so.
You go ahead and tell the story.
So we rent, and so we have an annual inspection. And when they came out to inspect our air conditioner, they determined that there were some frayed wires. So they were going to replace it, which is great. You know, replace it with a brand new one instead of trying to put a Band-Aid on it like they have done for the last, 3-4 years. And so
real quick, our house was built probably in 2001. This is that's the original unit.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's old.
Yeah, they had fixed the motor one time, then they had fixed the motherboard one time.
Yeah,
and then there was Snake crawled in there and fried that some bitch out. That shit was funny. But but anyway, and then there was a third time, I can't remember, but it's always in the goddamn summertime.
Mm-hmm.
And so what day was it they came by? Wednesday, Thursday?
It was a Wednesday that they came by. So they originally came on Saturday to fix it. Then they discovered they were missing some pieces. So they decided they're going to come back on Wednesday. They got here at 7:30 in the morning and left at 2:30. And Thursday, it's running nice. It's nice and cool. And then all of a sudden, it just stopped. And so Coltrane called, and they're like, okay, we'll get somebody out. And, it's like increasingly getting hotter and hotter and hotter. And this guy came out after hours, which was really nice. But the funny thing is, so he went up. They have to replace one piece in our attic, and then the unit is outside.
Okay.
So he went up to the attic and he came down and just looked pissed. Like his face was red and he was just pissed. And he
Oh,
said there's something on, and I don't know what this thing looks like, so I'm just trying to visualize it. But there's something on whatever they put in the attic that has like let's just say like a lid on it. And if
okay.
it's detached, then it shuts off. Well, it got detached somehow. And he said they taped it. They didn't even screw it in. They taped it. So he was livid.
Not as livid as I was in that hot ass
No
house.
kidding. And so then he originally came in and asked if we had a hose because he thought that the compressor had overheated. And
So I
so
said, yeah, we got them in different area codes.
yeah, yeah. So we have one of those hoses that, it kind of crinkles up when there's no water in it, but then when you pump water through it expands and
Okay.
it grows. So I'm slowly turning on the water.
Uh-huh.
All of a sudden it just exploded all over me and drenched me. And it was just because it was so stinking hot. It just was so dry. So fortunately we had another hose that he was able to cool down whatever. And we were supposed to have the guys come the very next day to fix whatever needed to be fixed. They still haven't shown up, but the air conditioner has been running. So, we
I ain't
haven't
complaining
complained
yet.
Yeah, exactly. The second it stops, we will be complaining immediately and asking if we can get something like some type of deduction, because this will be at least a day that we've gone without air conditioning. If you think about it, a full business day anyway. So, yep.
102.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and the funny thing is, when I had originally called, because that day, it was running okay, and I'm sitting in bed like doing like writing or whatever.
Right.
And usually when it gets a little warm, then I kick the fan on, or I use a cane to turn to switch the vent on.
It's right above his head.
And so I got the cane up there, and I was like, wait a minute, that motherfucker's open. And so then I went out and checked the thermostat, and it was set at 75, but the temperature was 78. I was like, well, wait a minute. So then I did the reset deal and tried it again. And that motherfucker wouldn't even click. You know how like you get it to the temperature, it clicks, and then there, yeah, it wasn't doing none of that. So I was like, okay, let me try to flip the fan on. Nothing. Like, well, let me try the heater. Nothing. I started getting hot immediately, like that.
Sweating.
And so I called him, and he said that they were in the middle of a few jobs, and he said, do you think? Because at this point it's about 3:00, so probably peak heat time, I thought. And he was like, if you guys can hang in there, we'll be there early in the morning.
Oh,
like,
God.
it's not that warm. Okay, cool. Shit. 45 minutes later, it got to be about 90 degrees up in here, and dogs were panting and shit. I was like, no, somebody got to come out here right the fuck now, or pay for my hotel.
Yeah.
Because there is no way. Like,
I feel sorry for the puppies too. Yeah.
Yeah. They both went downstairs, and we have a linoleum floor. And it's hot when you have animals that are like sprawled out all over the linoleum floor just to cool down.
Like when they just sploof,
yeah.
Like spread all their limbs out.
Yep. And even our cat was like
belly up.
There's Rainy wanting somebody to play with her. We're in the middle of a show.
Okay, fine.
You just don't get it, man. This is what we do.
Understand. They don't understand. So,
well, let's talk about some of the weird stories I've come across. This one is now. This was actually last week, but I never got to it. Hey, puppy! Hi, you're gonna flip my table over. All righty. Today, the gay internet is more joyful than we've seen, and perhaps since the death of Antonina Scalia. The reason? Well, because ding dong, yet another witch is dead. This time is none other than religious right pundit Pat Robertson, and folks are absolutely dancing on the anti-gay Baptist minister's grave. Let's see, where is it? Because there's more to it. You know, they tell you about them. Of course, we all know about that. Well, anyway, essentially they're dancing and pissing on the grave. So
Oh,
so we got that. I understand, but come on, pissing on the grave.
yeah.
No. Vile. How about that?
Uh,
That's vile.
yeah, that's a little bit much. I mean, you can go just cuss the grave out or something like that.
I mean, I always said I would dance a jig on someone's grave. You know, you dance
Yeah,
a little happy
yeah.
dance.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yep.
But I ain't gonna take no pee.
Yeah.
Let me see. I think I want to get to that story. Well, let's do it right now. Okay. There is a country who is actually blaming Beyonce for their inflation. Sweden,
What?
apparently. Her ongoing Renaissance World Tour kicked out in the National Arena in Stockholm on May 10th and 11th with a bunch of fans. Take two. With a bunch of fans flying in from the United States and elsewhere in the world to see it, partly because of lower prices and partly out of sheer excitement. The resulting surge in hotel prices and other costs paid by fans is partly why Sweden's inflation figure only decreased by less than expected 0.2% in May, according to Michael Grand, chief economist in Sweden for Denmark's Danske Bank. Yada, 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 yada. U.S. fans were facing prices of up to $900 for the American leg of the tour. Shit. Prompting some to seek cheaper options in Europe. So, I mean, it's cheaper to fly over there, get hotel and the tickets than it is just to get the ticket here. That's too goddamn expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Remember before Ticketmaster when we got those tickets for like $25,
Right.
general admission. And if you had like floor seats, it might have been $50 or something like that.
Yeah.
5 bands. Let's see. Not everybody's convinced of her market moving powers. James Pomeroy, who's probably really fun at parties, says while the month to month 8.7% in accommodations cost in May fits with the Beyonce explanation. The cost of food, package holidays, and pets nationally were also to blame for the annual figures. So whilst Beyonce may have caused a shock to 1 month's data, she's not the reason for inflation in Sweden that's well above the bank's target. I mean, inflation's inflation. Even if it was like 0.2%, you imagine have that much damn power?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, and it reminds me of the Taylor Swift tickets, how it was just ridiculous. Their prices, I mean, she sold out like immediately, and the cost of those tickets were, insane. You know, and there's people that are fans of hers from all ages, but I can't imagine having a kid that really wants to go and just saying, yeah, you can go, and then seeing what the prices are. And, oh, nope, never mind. You can go.
And I reversed that call.
Yeah.
Oh, there wouldn't have been a you can go at first. I'd be checking in that shit right away.
Not for us, but you know, there's some people. There was actually my old boss they had promised their daughter to go to, I don't remember if it was Taylor Swift or somebody else, but I mean, just knowing who this artist was, you knew it was going to be expensive.
Right.
But don't promise that type of stuff because you never know. You can't control it, you know?
People are so willing to be friends with their kids instead of parents. It's like, I ain't got to impress your ass. I brought you up in this world. You know, you should be impressed with me right now.
I'm going to agree with that.
You need to explain to kids that not everything is affordable.
Well, and we did that.
Yeah.
Like, we grew up and we would even tell them because as I was growing up, money was always just such a secret thing among parents. Like, kids should never know anything about finances, which is stupid.
Yeah.
Because we need to know how the world works.
Right.
And so we would tell them like, hey, this is how much we pay for rent. This is how much comes in the house. This is how much we pay on food.
Exactly. They need to learn
And
budget.
they got it at that point. So after a while, they'd be like, I know this is expensive, but can we yada yada yada? But it got through to them.
Mhm.
Other than like, me being a kid and asking for something and just getting yelled at because we can't afford it. It's like, I don't know.
We can't afford that. I'm like, what does it cost? What does that mean? I don't get it.
Mhm.
Yep.
All I the same thing. We can't afford it. We can't afford it. You think we're made of money?
Like, no.
Yeah.
Not that one. Definitely not that one.
But when you're a little kid, you think everything's free.
Yeah.
Like you don't understand the concept that you trade paper for goods. And
Mhm.
I had a few, like my dad, he made fun of me a few times because like I asked him for change one time and I was really young. I asked for change and he put like quarters, nickels, and dimes on my hand. I'm like, no, Dad, ones and fives.
like I want that real change. Shit.
Yeah, that paper change.
Because when we would go to stores, I picked the concept of that was your change. Okay, here's your change.
Yep.
Here's your change. And it was always like fives and ones.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
So change wasn't coins to me. It was like the leftovers of what you paid for. I'm like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I remember I was with my mom one time at the store. I had to be 4. And she paid, the exact change for whatever it was. And after the transaction, I was like, where's her change?
they ripped you off.
Yeah, I was like, hang on, mom is getting hustled here. Like
That's cute.
But yeah, she had to explain
That
to
is
me,
cute.
like, no, you only get change if you pay more than what it is.
Right.
And of course, I had to start wondering, like, why the fuck would you pay more? But my brain worked like that when I was a kid. I always wanted to know exactly what, how, all that shit.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
So as usual, I think it's time to take a look at a few videos and let's react to those bad
Yay.
boys.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's start with this one is called confirmation bias. Let's see what that's all about.
Everyone's a Trump supporter, but do you think that you maybe hang out around Trump supporters, and that's why you think
I don't
that?
hang out just around Trump supporters. Although I do let people know I'm a Trump supporter, always.
But do you think that might be why that you feel there are so many?
No,
You're saying
So you're not getting that you say that you're a Trump supporter and non-Trump supporters don't want to hang out with you?
You know what I love about these videos is there's absolutely nobody's going into, I mean, they kind of are, but nobody's going in like making fun of them
Yeah.
outright.
Right.
They're asking them real questions about shit that they've actually said out loud. Like, our current 105-year-old president, John F. Kennedy.
Yeah.
Okay, so make this make sense. John F. Kennedy at 105 is currently our oldest living president in the history of the United States. Yet JFK Jr. is about to be Trump's vice president.
Yeah.
What I mean, maybe what in 2024 is that what they're talking about?
I believe so.
Yeah. Now I remember they pulled the bodies out the drink. I remember seeing the footage of that.
Yeah, I mean, it was big news. Big news.
Because
There was no faking that.
to be like his daddy eventually.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so we all watched that. We all watched JFK get his head blowed off.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think they pieced him back together and was like, all right, get out there and president yourself off.
Mm-hmm.
And why did he wait? How many was 50 years now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's 50 years on the dot, isn't it? This November will be 50 years.
Yeah.
Or 60. 60.
No, 50, 60. You're
60.
right. Because I wasn't born yet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it'll be 60 years on November. I don't know, look that up for me, please. But anyway, I'm glad I remember early because usually I'll be missing big events and shit. Like, God damn it, that was a once in a lifetime. I wasn't even thinking about it. Inside
November
watching
20
Bob's Burgers and shit.
Sorry, I interrupted. November 22nd, 1963.
So knock. Write that down. November 22nd, year of our Lord 2023. I don't know why that makes me laugh every time. But anyway, that will be
You got me with that one.
60-year anniversary of JFK's head getting blowed off his shoulders. And all the Secret Service that was there. That's when they got programmed to make this shit up. Yeah, I don't understand. Like we saw the chunk fly up off his head. You don't survive that very often.
No.
And if you do, you kind of a bad.
You're not going to go another, I don't know, 60 years?
You sure ain't presidentin'.
Exactly, Lo. Let
All
alone
right.
surviving another 60 years.
Okay, this one ought to be good. This one is entitled Bazooka. Bazooka.
Have bazookas or something, but I don't know that you couldn't.
Bazooka though? Should everyday Americans have a bazooka?
Founding fathers would have liked to have bazookas.
The founding fathers also owned slaves and didn't let women vote, right?
Well, times have changed.
Yeah.
All right.
Times have changed. Should there be an amendment on the Second Amendment because times are changing? There's so many.
I doubt that's ever going to happen.
Would you be in favor of it though?
No.
If it saved children's lives?
No.
Even if it saved children's lives?
Because that's not going to be the answer.
But if it did, statistically save children's lives, should we have more gun control?
No. Biden can say we can't.
See, that's the thing, man. It's one thing to like guns. It's another thing to be in love with your guns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of these people are. They're fucking in love with them. And, I'm sorry to let you guys know that, the Second Amendment had more to do with a well-regulated militia, which even if you got that done, they got drones and shit. I mean, they don't even have to leave their office. Like they can just remote control, pew, take out your whole little militia full of pot-bellied beardos.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing. You ever notice how all these guys look, them big old guts and short legs and shit like that? You ain't got to, even if they were former military, that's former.
Former.
You ain't making it through basic training right now. I guarantee that.
Oh.
But yeah, it's it's a mess out there. This one, crazy abortion lady. What could this be about?
Oh no.
Here at the March for Life, you want to tell us about your sign?
Oh, sure, thanks. Abortion equals mass psyop, which equals harm to the psyche, spirit, and soul.
A psyop is what exactly?
That's a hole, as they would say, like rabbit hole.
The rabbit hole, like when you watch YouTube videos.
Well, you can go down rabbit holes just through people. So before YouTube,
You were managing to get down these rabbit holes even before it was easy. You were looking for them.
Exactly. And I personally like lamb holes. Right? So rabbit holes or red pills would be very politically based because that's kind of what the sign
Sorry,
is about.
what? Red pills and lamb holes?
Right. So red pills, rabbit holes, those go together. That's when you wake up politically. White pills and lamb holes is when you wake up spiritually about God or the battle of good versus evil.
That's incredible stuff. We're here at the March.
I love how he answers it. He's like, okay, good to know. He doesn't belittle them, but
she had my attention for about 3 seconds before that shit just went off the rail. He said it. He said it. But,
I see what you did there.
but
Oh.
yeah, and it got progressively crazier. Like lamb hole.
Lamb holes.
White lamb hole or red rabbit hole?
Yeah, red pill rabbit hole. I imagine that's a Matrix thing. And what'd she say? White pill lamb hole.
Lamb hole. When was the last time that you knew of a lamb who burrowed in holes?
Who wasn't holes? Oh, burrowed. I thought you said
No.
burrowed in holes. Like, I imagine there's some
They
burrows.
don't.
Lambs don't.
They don't.
Holes, do they?
No.
They just follow each other.
Yeah.
Oh, they graze. They graze on the land.
Yeah. Oh my God. Wow. Wow.
Yeah. That's all you can do sometimes is just say wow.
Yep. But yeah, like I said, I love how they answer these people. They're just like, oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Interesting. That's
Crazy
something I didn't
person.
know. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Keep talking, crazy lady.
Right?
Well, let's break some of this up. Let's do a couple of Darwin's darlings and then get back to some of
Oh,
these.
they just add to the flavor, don't they?
Yeah, I think this is a good time to go into dumb criminals. So everybody out there, if you're new to the show, Darwin's darlings are basically just like it sounds. They're people that would win the Darwin Awards, but this time it's just for their criminality, not necessarily that they would go dead. But just take a listen.
Oh, just one moment, because this thing signed me out for the love of God.
For the love of God. Just one moment.
Yeah. Sing to yourselves.
La la. La 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 la.
Oh my gosh.
Computer, turn on air sign.
Uh-oh.
Here's Air Signs Instrumental by Jay Dilla.
Computer.
On Music.
Computer, stop. Oh, embarrassing live.
No, well,
You know what it is. It's not plugged in. Just reach back there and
Oh.
give her a pluggity plug.
Okay. I don't know.
That's right there. Square one. There we go.
Okay. Darwin's Darlings.
Dun, 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 dun,
Do you have a
dun.
picture up for me?
Oh, yeah. I guess we do have one of those bad boys. Let's see here. All behind and shit. Wink.
All right. A groom robbed a bank the day before his wedding day to pay for the ring and venue. Cops charged 36-year-old Heath Bumbus with aggravated robbery, and the wedding was canceled.
Womp, 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 womp.
Oh.
You
Oh.
done bad.
Yes. Okay. 5 hitmen got busted after they all kept contracting the hit. A businessman in China hired a hitman to kill a guy who was suing him. That hitman, am I saying that right? Hired another hitman who hired another hitman who hired another hitman.
Sounds like a big old Mexican standoff.
Not all of them are like, not it. Now all in jail. Oh my God. Okay. Let's see. A guy went viral for buying a ton of Girl Scout cookies, then got busted by the DEA for drug trafficking. He bought all the cookies 2 girls had so they didn't have to stand out in the cold. And for one day, he was a hero until it turned out he was also a wanted criminal. I'm not sure how that...
Criminals got to eat too?
Yeah, I don't know how they figured that out, but...
Very interesting.
Yeah. Okay, this one's kind of funny. A guy accused of shoplifting.
He was shoplifting.
Turned out to be innocent when the bulge in his pants was actually his 10-inch junk.
Oh my God. How'd you like to be the one to figure that out?
Right?
Like, what is that? My dick. Oh!
Please remove that from your pants. Oh, wow.
I'm going to go ahead and let this go now.
Well, on that note, should I continue or?
Let's do one more.
Let's see. Okay. A woman gave a waitress a $5,000 tip with her boyfriend's credit card to get revenge after a fight. The meal was $55.37, so that was about a 9,000% tip. The boyfriend called the cops and had her arrested for credit card fraud.
Damn.
Oops.
Wow. That was an insane, idiotic move.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's why we call them Darwin darlings.
Darwin, yeah. Wow. Let's
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
sad.
You know, I just don't understand some people's thought process for revenge. I guess they don't think it through. That's their thought process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to get him back by charging this thing that he could just file a chargeback on and get reimbursed, and then I'll get in trouble for it.
That's like stealing somebody's cell phone. Like, congratulations, moron. I'm going to turn it off in about 10 minutes now.
Right?
And it's got a serial number attached to it that I'm just going to
Oh yeah, there's all kinds of protection.
Yep.
People are, well, the same thing is like people that talk shit online. It's like, I can just pull up your house on Google, right?
Right.
I've done that to somebody before. They were talking shit on Facebook, and I prayed that they owned the house. And when I looked it up, I was like, "Is this you?" They blocked me.
I don't know why I'm the only one up now.
Oh yeah, I got you on solo. God damn it! It is all chilling.
Shelly from the center.
I'm not even high. That's
Go girl.
That's the worst part.
Maybe you should get high.
Yeah, probably.
I actually have a real life Darwin darling story of a guy I went to college with. That this is a true story. His dad was like Daddy Warbucks, really rich, and he cut him off financially because he was blowing all the money. So on Christmas Eve, he dresses up as Santa and goes robs a bank.
Oh my god!
Wait, he's trying to quote unquote escape, and he's doing good except for when he gets to his car, cop right over the top of it, freeze, and he was like trying to figure out. I remember this when he got back to campus. What got him busted? He didn't take the Santa boots off.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Now his daddy,
the most uncomfortable part too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Who wants to wear those boots? But his daddy did some smooth talking because he's somebody, and got him off with like kind of a slap on the wrist. I mean, we tortured the kid. Like we called him Santa. Every time he came in the room, we sang, "Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus." You guys aren't going to let me live that down.
Yeah, when you bungle a robbery, there's a certain bit of embarrassment with that your boys ain't never going to let you live down.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Especially if you're
the other reason why. Wait, there was one reason he also got off. The gun wasn't loaded. He was using like an unloaded gun. So they were like, "Okay, you obviously weren't going to kill anyone because the gun wasn't loaded."
Right? You're just going to throw the gun at him.
At least he was smart enough to not load the fucking gun.
Yep.
Well, we've brought this up before, but speaking of idiots, and of course, right now we're talking just about men. But remember this thing right here, where 7% of men think they can beat a grizzly bear in a fight. 23 believe they can beat a king cobra, according to a new study.
Oh my.
So here's the actual. Okay, so 7% think they can beat a grizzly bear. 9% think they can beat a fucking elephant. 22%, and here's where you get your ass fucked up. 22% think they can beat a chimp. Nope.
No.
And 23% think they can beat a king cobra. Okay, that's possible. I mean, if you got a stick and beat the shit out of it before it gets you, but I'm gonna tell you right now, grizzly, elephant, chimp. Nope. All of them
would definitely not.
Inside of 3 seconds.
Yep. Nope.
People mistake chimps. They think that what? Those motherfuckers will shred you.
Yes.
A chimp. Don't fuck with a chimp.
Got her face bit off and all that kind of shit.
Because they didn't have. Is that?
No, that's the other one. Don't tell that one yet.
Okay.
This one is a lady had a chimp was her best friend or whatever. And so her neighbor was coming over to visit, and the chimp got loose and just ate her face, bit her thumb off.
I heard that one.
It was in Connecticut, I think. But then there's the other one that I'm going to hell for laughing at. These people used to own a chimp, And so, it was getting a little bit too much to handle. So they took him to one of those chimp reserves. So, could live among buddies and shit like that. Well, it was his birthday. And the former owners decided, hey, let's bring some cake, have a little party. Problem is, they ain't bring enough cake for everybody. And somebody didn't like that. So one ape went fucking berserk and tore dude's nuts off, tore his finger off, ate his face off. He's still alive, by the way. But yeah, all that because they didn't bring enough cake. So let that be a lesson, you guys. If you're going to go visit a chimp in the zoo, you better have enough cake and ice cream for everybody. Because Bobo will fuck you up.
Well, ain't gonna like you.
Man. This one I just found funny. Ain't no way Perseus snuck up on Medusa with them things clapping. You ever notice that about Greek statues, though? They always have like little bitty dicks and big, voluptuous clapping asses. Like that bad boy is, that's feminine. That's a nice round booty right there. Make me turn around.
That's the model of the Brazilian butt nowadays.
Shit, yeah. What is this here? Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Decades from now, finding a red MAGA hat in a dead relative's trunk will be no different than finding Nazi memorabilia. Excuse me, Nazi memorabilia. I try to never say that real word. The Nazi. Makes him sound stupid. What was this one? Okay, yeah, this was something good from one of the most Christian people on the planet, President Carter, who
love him.
runs Bible studies, who still preaches the word of Jesus, but in a way that's palatable. He says homosexuality was well known in the ancient world, well before Christ was born, and Jesus never said a word about homosexuality. In all his teachings about multiple things, he never said that gay people should be condemned. So take that, Christians. I mean, this dude is, if you think you're Christian, you ain't shit compared to him.
Yep.
This dude is like 96 still. I mean, he's in hospice now, but building houses all the way up until he couldn't anymore.
Yeah.
Since his presidency.
That's a real Christian. That's what you call true blue.
Yep.
You know what else he did? He was the one that put solar panels on the White House before Ronald Reagan thought they were ugly. Oh, and not only were they ugly, they were blocking Nancy's psychic shit.
God.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yep. Something I've been saying all along.
Psychotic.
What's that?
Psychotic.
He said Nancy psychic. I said maybe they mistake the word psychotic.
Could be. Well, what's funny is that, when you look back, he had dementia back then.
Yeah.
So he's probably
explains a lot.
Sounds like a good idea, Nancy. Let's go ahead and take those bad boys down. Like he'd say bad boys. Now let's go get some jelly beans. Yeah, my man loved jelly beans. Remember Max Headroom?
Yes.
Yeah, I until I was older, I didn't know that was supposed to be Ronald Reagan.
I didn't either.
Yep. It was it's a satire of Ronald Reagan. If you really go back and look.
Oh my God.
Yep. Here's something I've said all along. Parents need to get better at teaching their kids that swear words aren't actually bad. They're only appropriate in certain contexts. This 9-year-old girl at the grocery store just held up a bag of cauliflower rice and said, "What the fuck is this?" And she deserves an Oscar.
A fucking Oscar.
I've said all along, though, that
that's cute.
Swearing is nothing more than a bunch of grunts that some people got together and decided that it's offensive.
Yep.
Some of the shit we say here, we can say in England, they wouldn't bat an eye. Take some of that shit in England and bring it over here, and it's like, whoa, because like over there, if you call somebody a dickhead, that's about the worst thing you can possibly call them. That's like fighting words. Call somebody a dickhead over here, it's like, well, fuck you then.
In Greece, if you call someone a jerk off, it's like the worst offensive thing. Here you go, jerk off.
Wow. Who
Who
knew?
cares?
Yeah.
Something so simple.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, this next story, I have to put a warning out that it may be gross. So if you have weak stomachs and whatnot, I'm going to show you anyway. But
Prepare yourself.
in the title where I have what is that? Something about athletes falling apart. Apparently, did you hear about Deion Sanders?
No.
Okay, he's had a circulation disorder for a while. He's already had a couple of toes amputated a few years ago. He kind of has a bit of a limp. He's been real open about this in the past, but as of right now, he's at risk of having his left foot amputated during his circulation issues. The Buffalo's head coach speaks during a news conference on December 4th, 2022 at the Arrow Touchdown Club, revealed his left foot is at risk of being amputated due to poor circulation. They said the same thing twice in the same damn sentence.
Just so you know.
Yeah. Just so you're not confused or anything like that. And let's see here. I am going to present. It's all quiet.
Because we're waiting, we're like,
Yeah, we're waiting.
crazy gross.
Okay, this one's not so bad, but get out of here, Flo. See about right here where the pin's put in. See all this scarring and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, I know there were more. Let's see what he has to say here. Oh no, this is back in 2021 when he got him amputated.
Oof.
But yeah,
How much is that?
Picture.
Do I get a soda with that?
Yeah, his shit was fucked up before. Oh, it's not on the screen anymore. Whoops. Dumbass. Okay, yeah, his shit was fucked up before all that.
What the hell?
It was like he got 4 toes and they put an extra one on.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It was like, this one might have to come off.
Ballet dancer? You know how it's all
Right?
together?
Man.
That's
not
not
sure
nice.
what's wrong. I don't know if he has diabetes or what, but I know my man was going around in one of these bad boys for a little while. Yeah, so best wishes, I guess, for prime time, because that don't sound like it tickles at all.
Mm-mm.
See, I have another video that I really want to get some reactions to, because it's one of those things that, what the fuck, I guess. And I have some special music here for that. But first, let's go over to the screen again. And I'm going to have you guys first read what it says. Oops, not that one. Not that one. Oh, goddamn. Bear with me. Talk amongst yourselves. Because it was right up there at first.
Love technology.
Oh, I love it so goddamn much.
I'm just going to show our simulcast.
Yeah. Advertise.
Exactly. So we are on Facebook Live under Jaded Zen Entertainment. We are also under Brother Coltrane's Facebook page. And we are also live on YouTube. So I'm going to just put that as the ticker. If you are listening on YouTube, make sure that you hit the subscribe button so you will be notified when, subscribe and notified. So you will know when our next show is, which happens every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday, what time?
6 o'clock Pacific. 9 o'clock Eastern. Right. There you go.
Okay. So first you're going to read what it says, and then I'm going to click it. And I want your honest and the ones and twos out there listening. Want you to comment too, if possible, and tell your friends about the show. It's lonely in here. All right, here we go. So,
Black Republican candidate Mark Robinson. Black Americans. Oh, white Americans. Wait, what?
yep, exactly. Here we go.
Liberal, so angry. And I remember I made this particular liberal so angry at me because I told them right to their face, nobody owes you anything for slavery. If you want to tell the truth about it, it is you who owes. It's you who owes.
Whoa.
Why do you owe? Because somebody in those fields took strikes for you. Somebody after those fields were ended and slavery was ended, somebody had to walk through Jim Crow for you. Somebody fought wars and died for you. Somebody lived less than because they didn't have what you have, and they did it for you. There are people in their graves right now, and they are there because they were willing to stand up and fight for you. Those folks on the Independence Bridge carrying American flags, take that, Colin Kaepernick, living in a society that he could scarcely acknowledge, something that he has never known, living with a bigotry that none of us can imagine.
Right.
Carried American flags on that bridge, and when they were hit upside the head with nightsticks and shot with water hoses and knocked to the ground, they got up and picked those flags up and kept marching.
All right. So I guess he's saying not only do black people today owe white people reparations, they also owe earlier black folks who are no longer alive reparations.
Wow.
Oh, the brothers know what this song's all about. You'll play for living. My God. Can you you like that, huh? Yeah. I don't understand what gives somebody that Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, I was gonna say, who brainwashed him?
That's psychotic behavior.
Well, and the passion he was speaking about it.
That's why I say psychotic. Like that's
Take that, Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah.
What? God damn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there's some self-hating ass brothers out there, man, and sisters. You know, I ain't gonna just say it's them, but it's unfortunate because I've seen a lot of. Well, one, it was funny as fuck. I should have gave it a snapshot, but did you see that one Instagram post where it was a bunch of white people with T-shirts that said "Blacks for Trump"?
Yes. Really?
You know, but the funny thing, well, it's not funny at all, is that there are a lot of blacks for Trump.
Yeah.
Because they believe that bullshit about, oh, the more African Americans have jobs than ever. But there were more African Americans than ever, too.
Right.
So, and it's already been proven that their little hero has pretty much destroyed the economy. And, you know, the mental patient has actually restored a lot of shit. So, I mean, you know, if you want to be mad, but the only thing, as long as my checks show up and as long as my money's right, I could care less. And as long as nobody's getting their rights taken away from them.
Right.
Because that's the problem I have with a lot of things. It's like, you know, if you want to push, you know, progressive agendas that I might not agree with and whatever, but what is the point of trying to take away rights from people who are just trying to live their lives like anybody else?
Yep.
You know, and I hear a lot of people saying it's crammed down our throats and everything. I can see where they're coming from with like the pride stuff where it's everywhere.
Yeah.
But it don't bother me.
Right.
You know, it's like
It's like Christmas being around too much, the same kind of thing.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And you know, and these are the same people that get pissed off when you say Happy Holidays instead of Merry Christmas.
Yeah,
you realize not everybody's a Christian, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
I remember I was at Barnes and Noble back when we lived in Omaha. I was writing, I was trying to write a book that I never finished, and so I would be there all the time. And there was a little lady that lived. She worked in Yonkers or Sears, one of those anchor stores. And she came in and was complaining that I can't remember. I think that Barnes and Noble was going to be open on Sunday. And she was like, "That is just terrible. How could they have anybody working on a Easter?" And the lady just straight up said, "Not everybody's Christian. I'm not." You know, but that's what am I trying to say? The audacity, the nerve to think that everybody thinks the way you do because that's the only correct way to think.
Yep.
You know, and it's and I bet you any amount of money she couldn't recite 5 passages from the Bible.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna bet that right now.
Probably could only.
I'm gonna bet you're right.
See, and I barely remember John 3:16. It's like his only begotten son.
For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son.
Which never made sense in the context of sports.
Yeah.
I don't
somebody
know.
score a touchdown. John 3:16.
I don't get the whole. I don't get it either. I'm like,
yeah.
Okay, I don't know. Maybe they're saying that's the gospel or something.
I don't get it.
I don't know, but it's just crazy how believe what I believe or I will hurt you.
Okay, that's now,
And that's why people are trying to take away the inclusive things, you know, inclusive in the, why am I drawing a blank on what they're trying to take away from different companies and stuff? Essentially accepting everybody.
Right.
So, you know, if you accept everybody, then
inclusion,
yeah.
I can't drink Bud Light now because you include the pride thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, you don't have to look at the shit.
Yeah.
Or you don't have to stare at it. You know, if it hits your line of sight, you have the availability to turn your head this way and walk elsewhere. You know, and I talked about it before. It was like when they were all up in arms about The Sopranos. It's like, not only do you not have to watch, you don't have to order HBO, nor do you have to order cable.
Yep.
Like, there's 3 layers you have to get through.
Exactly.
So what the fuck are you complaining about?
Yep.
And I can't stand that shit. If it's like, if I don't like it, nobody should be able to.
Nobody should like it.
Yep.
It's like, doesn't work like that. Just, and you know, all it is it just makes people uncomfortable when other people are comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, when people who are different are getting comfortable, it makes the establishment uncomfortable. Because, I mean, and next week I'll probably pull up. There's a bunch of just like with Colin Kaepernick when they were having all these opinions and, you know, it wasn't the right time or he's not an American. You know, I can find a whole bunch of that about Martin Luther King. Same shit. Same old ass people that, you know, we should be separate but equal. You know, bullshit like that. And as a matter of fact, I had that video. Like I said, I'll put it up next week because some shit people just need to see to believe, because some people just don't believe racism still exists.
Yeah.
Which, you know, it's easy when you're in your, you know, white bread world with the gated community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'll tell people about some of the stuff when I was growing up that I saw, and they're like, "Oh my goodness, that sounds horrible." It's like, but it was my childhood.
Yep.
You know, it made me who I am, you know, and your upbringing made you the sniveling little weakling you are. You know? Somebody that, because we're what they call old poor. So remember when during COVID, when everybody was freaking out because the money wasn't coming and this and shit was more expensive, man, I was calm, cool, and collected because I've been broke my whole goddamn life. I know how to stretch $1 into 10.
Yeah.
You know,
I
it's
kind of
just,
became the budget queen myself.
you start looking for them coupons and shit. You start finding stores you didn't know
Coupons.
existed that
Oh
had
yeah.
cheap shit.
Yep.
Yep.
Looking forward to even more. Here's one about stories of thugs. Nate Diaz, once again, it's reportedly, everybody knows Nate Diaz, right?
Yeah.
UFC fighter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Diaz brothers. Okay. Reportedly facing an arrest warrant after allegedly choking out a man who resembled Logan Paul during a street brawl in New Orleans. So, a video of the altercation showed Diaz getting into a physical confrontation with the Logan Paul lookalike, which resulted in Diaz choking him out. New Orleans Police Department spokesman Karen A. Boudre confirmed that an arrest warrant had been issued for Diaz, who is not currently in custody. A video of the street fighting involving Nate Diaz shows him putting his arm around the man's neck, causing him to lose consciousness. That's a choke. That's just their third way of saying a choke in one sentence. Strangely, the man bears a striking resemblance to Logan Paul, the YouTuber, celebrity boxer, and WWE star, so much that even UFC President Dana White initially believed it was Paul in the video. White was heard saying he knocked him out. Whoever that is, he knocked him out. That guy's head bounced like a fucking basketball after watching the footage. That's not good.
That's not good at all.
Despite Dana White's initial confusion, it was later revealed that the man involved in the street fight with Nate Diaz was Rodney Peterson, not Logan Paul. Peterson took to his Instagram. See, now here's where it gets funny. Peterson took to his Instagram to share his side of the story, so he's conscious at least, claiming that Diaz attacked him and that the sudden assault took him aback. He also promised to seek revenge against Diaz. Dude, just let this one go.
Right.
It should be noted that Diaz has extensive experience in UFC, having won the sports reality TV show The Ultimate Fighter 5, and has been competing in MMA for over 15 years.
Yeah, let's provoke this one.
Yeah, let's go ahead and let that one go. While there is still some uncertainty about the man's identity in the video, Rodney Peterson has released another Instagram video in which he claims to be involved in the altercation with Nate Diaz. In the video, Peterson expresses his anger towards Diaz and vows to knock him out if given the opportunity.
Oh, God.
Well, you better wake up and apologize from that fever dream.
I was going to say, why don't you just try to sue him? Come on.
Meanwhile, Diaz is preparing to fight Jake Paul, Logan Paul's brother, in an upcoming boxing match. The Paul brothers have also released a video mocking Diaz and making light of the incident. You kind of put yourself in that, bro. In a video released by the Paul brothers, Jake joked about how to handle a situation where one encounters a, quote, homeless Stockton man in the streets, alluding to Nate Diaz's background. He advised viewers who resemble the Paul brothers to be vigilant and stay out of trouble. Jake then proceeded to impersonate Diaz and acted out a scenario where he attempted to choke his brother, who used a snorkel to stay conscious and escape the fictional situation.
Oh, my.
Yeah, bro, I'm going to go ahead and say let this one go. Take the L.
Yep.
Because
that's funny.
It's going to be a L with some extras. If you keep, I love that. He vowed to knock him out.
Yeah. Yeah.
You obviously didn't handle yourself very well to begin with.
Right.
Trying to say, oh, it was a sneak attack. Yeah, I'm sure it was. He probably walked up to you, said a whole bunch of shit before he slapped you and turned you around and snatched that damn thing on you, man. Have you ever seen that? He calls it a Stockton slap.
No.
Where, I mean, of course, he's from Stockton, California. But, God damn it, I'm trying to remove this. But essentially, it's almost like throwing a punch, but at the very last second, opens that hand and just slaps the shit out of you.
Oh,
like just right across that eardrum area and shit. Yeah, I mean, it can knock you out.
Mm-hmm.
You ever seen those stupid ass slap competitions?
Oh, yes.
You haven't, Lo?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna pull that one on next week.
Ooh, please.
Literally, they it's like an arm wrestling contest. So you grab a pole with your non-dominant hand, and you chalk up real nice. It's usually two big burly motherfuckers, and you go 1, 2,
Oh
and then
no.
just slap as hard as you possibly can. And it's boxing rules. So if you go down, they count to 10. And some motherfuckers got straight up knocked out. I mean, lost consciousness off a slap. So yeah, we're gonna bring some of that.
Really ring somebody's bell like that, yeah.
Yeah, I imagine so. But it just seems weird to me that and they wear gloves and shit sometimes, but just that impact right there was enough to throw their equilibrium off and drop them down, man. That's brutal.
That is brutal.
So yeah, remind me. I gotta pull that shit up because that's some entertaining shit. But it's scary. They have women's too.
Yeah, I thought that we had shared one women's like a while back. And
I don't remember that.
It's going on forever.
And I mean, when they go down, they go down.
Yeah. And really, you can't look at the people and guess who's going to win because it can be the smallest person that will.
Oh yeah,
slap the shit out of the bigger.
You hit it just right. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
I was like, do you remember the very, very first UFC competition where they didn't have weight classes and it was just a big bumbling circus?
I remember the beginnings of it.
Okay. Do you remember when that I honestly don't know the fighter's name, but he had to be all of 160 pounds. And they put him against that 600-pound big black sumo dude. And it was like, oh, this guy's going to crush him. He caught that big motherfucker with a left to the chin, and he just kind of crumbled and fell like face first. And, he got on and started hammer fisting. Match over. So just goes to show you, it don't matter how big you are. You just got to know what you're doing. Oh, man. 30 minutes left. You guys can talk while I do stuff.
We thought you were pulling up a video.
No, I was doing a little bit of advertisement to avoid controversy. Yeah, we had a few people trickle in and out, about 5 or 6, and then last show was one other than the ones we have Kenny on, where actually it drew pretty well. When we have Kenny on, it's about 115 to 125. This one is at 61 so far. So doing pretty well. And speaking of Kenny,
I was just gonna say
yours truly will be a guest on the bowling alley tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you visit the bowling alley. We will have do you have that address by chance? Well, we'll have it up on our site. But yeah, me and Kenny and Bob will chop it up for a little while. 9 p.m. Eastern. First time ever the Coal Train visits the bowling alley. So make sure you guys keep your eyes peeled, when there's Kenny involved, and especially when you throw my big mouth ass in there. Anything can be said and anything can happen.
Awesome.
1 second.
Let's see. What is this one?
Hold on. Oh,
okay.
Put that back up.
Kenny's?
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
I mean, it's a lot of words and letters and whatnot, so it might not be that helpful, but that's where it's going to be.
Well, and actually, if just go to his site and the address that's up top. So just go to the bowling alley on YouTube.
That's what this is.
Yeah, but you hit share. So anyway, yes, tomorrow, 9 p.m., 6 p.m. specifically in the Pacific time zone. And that's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be the first time I'm in front of thousands upon thousands at once, but hey, I can do it. But he's letting us on so that way we can promote our show. He's said on his show many times he cannot understand why we don't have more viewers because it's a good show, and he's absolutely correct. And I tell you why, because some of y'all ain't telling nobody. So all you people that are listening, I mean, if you're enjoying it, go ahead and share it with somebody. If you think we suck, go ahead and share it with somebody because they might not. And if you do think we're suck, give it another week. And if you think we still suck, give it another week, loser. Because we're a 3-ring circus. We'll talk about anything and everything. And I've already said, the vibe here is usually 4 friends just palling around in the bar, drinking, smoking, talking shit, water cooler talk, and you guys are invited to pull up a seat. So yeah, there we go. YouTube.com/@StarMakerBolin. I don't know why they make us do those ats right now. Because it really screws you up when you go into another like Instagram, and you're trying to put it and then it goes at whatever. And so it tries to lead you to whoever's page or whatever.
Exactly.
Whatever. I heard you're so fat you went into a restaurant and ate all the food in the restaurant and they had to close the restaurant. All right, so what I had put up before is when we were talking about conservatives wanting to take shit away, we talked last week about how Iowa signed a resolution where 14 through 16-year-olds can work longer hours and serve alcohol. And this, coming from Texas, just came across my desk about yesterday. Just signed a bill to take away mandated water breaks for construction workers in Texas. This is a dangerous decision. Texas already ranks first in work-related heat exposure deaths. Recent heat indexes have hit 120 degrees across the state. Why?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
What
get
the
that.
hell are we saving?
How does that benefit them to get rid of what does that?
Yeah.
See, and at some point, I think it's just some people are just cruel and they want to see how cruel they can possibly push shit and still be held as Trump. How cool has he been? But his followers are still just like, yeah, that's the man. Yeah, fuck your feelings. Until their feelings get hurt. Or until like what happened down in Florida. Did you hear how he offered to pay for everybody's meal and then bounced?
Can you believe it? Sure, yeah.
I can.
Believe it.
Of course I can.
Of course I can believe it.
His rationale was, well, I offered to pay for the people that were in the restaurant, but when I left the restaurant, they all followed me, so that's why I didn't pay for anybody. Yeah.
Ain't that some dumb shit?
But
is that for real?
Yeah,
he
but
really said that
for our food. So yeah,
that's what he actually
said. That was his justification.
Oh my God.
Yep.
And these are the kind of people that follow him.
Now, there are 120.5 guns per 100 people in the United States. Why isn't it the safest country on earth?
I believe because the school systems are destroyed in this country now, and the behavior habits in this country has changed radically in my lifetime.
Okay, but the number of guns doesn't have to do with the incidence of gun violence.
I don't believe so at all. I don't believe it.
It just happens to be that the country with the most guns has the most gun violence.
Yeah.
Isn't it kind of like saying I don't believe cars are responsible for car accidents?
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what kind of shit is that?
Yeah, but it's the school system, the educational system that's screwing us all up. That has nothing to do with the people that are carrying
Which
and
is
firing
partially
the
true
guns.
because we
yeah.
have such a shitty educational system right now.
It is.
And it's a system that rewards the rich and the people with the best test scores.
Yeah.
Newest shit. What sense does that make when you have these struggling people over here that still get outdated books where people who are like dead for 15 years still have a dash behind their birth date?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I told the story. I remember living in Omaha. Everybody says they live in the hood, but no, I lived in the hood. And anybody in the Nebraska area, the Fontenelle projects, the Kellam projects, the place they call Little Vietnam, not because there were Vietnamese, but because of the
war zone.
Vietnam War. Yeah. You could get anything you wanted, prostitutes, weed, coke, anything you wanted, you could get, just like they could in the Vietnam War. That's where I comes from. So anyway, the school we had there literally had books that had, world leaders and shit like that still alive that had died 10 years prior. And of course the teacher has to tell us, okay, but this person did die, but this is what they did while they're alive. I mean, shit they ain't even accomplished yet, in the book.
Wow.
So, I mean, and luckily I was born, with a high IQ, which, it sounds like bragging. People are afraid to say they're smart anymore. But luckily I was smart, and I took some of the worst educational tools and made them my own and made them the best. I'm somebody that actually looks into shit. If I feel the information is bullshit, I'll go look it up. Because, and for one example, when I was in the first grade, teachers used to hate my ass. She was saying something about how George Washington, being the greatest in the history or whatever. And I said, but didn't he have slaves? And she was like, yes, but he was very nice to his slaves. I was like, huh?
Yeah.
Really?
That justifies it.
I was in the first grade, so for a minute, I was like, oh, okay. Then I started thinking about it. I was like, that shit don't make no sense at all.
Right.
And
holding people in captivity, but they're nice because they feed them.
Mm-hmm. They used to say the
don't
slaves.
Worry about the raping and
the slaves were happy because they sang.
Yeah.
So look, they're happy, they're singing. Like anything to justify bullshit.
Yeah, right.
So yeah. So let's go to another gun control nut. Let's see what he has to say. Something stupid, I bet.
Fun gun control. All right. Tell me about it.
Well, as you know, Second Amendment protects all our individual rights. So, and all gun control is, contradictory to that.
So would you be for any sort of regulations on guns?
No.
In the Constitution, it says there will be a well-regulated militia. Does it bother you that in the Constitution it talks about regulating them?
No. Because actually at the time, regulated mean well-trained.
Okay, and do you think that all Americans that have guns are well-trained?
No.
Make it make sense.
Okay. Which he's true. I mean, he's totally true. Everybody that has a gun is not well-trained.
But he makes it sound okay.
Right.
Exactly.
But the rest of that argument was just
right.
Crumbled upon takeoff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, God damn, that's pulling out in the street and your wheel fell right off. This makes no goddamn sense.
No.
So
wow.
Yeah, these are the people
boy
that get indoctrinated. Remember when that dude used that word all wrong?
Yep.
See, this is what indoctrinate means, people.
Gets indoctrinated.
Indoctrinated, and they just want to believe anything. And I don't believe a lot of them really believe what they're saying, but it's what you're supposed to say as a member of this cult.
Yeah.
Or a member of this gang.
Blah, 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 blah.
Well, and really both sides are gangs, but MAGA is an ultra gang because they have their colors, they have their uniform.
Oh,
they have
yeah.
their speaking points. Now I remember Jesse Ventura, what do you call him? The the Democrats, Crips, and Republicans. But basically how they're all gangs anyway and kind of in the same pocket. Except it seems like that shit is kind of shooting off the other direction a little bit. It's starting to shoot off to where they're not in each other's pockets. And I think a lot of it has to do with people like Marjorie Taylor Greene, who forgot how to play the game or never knew. And it's fucking a lot of people up. Matter of fact, one of the most satisfying things I've read today is, let me get this over here right quick. Damn, it is so hard when you got. Okay, so on Instagram. God damn, that is small. Okay. Breaking: the Daily Beast drops a bombshell revealing that Trumper Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene called her fellow Republican Congresswoman Lauren Boebert a little bitch straight to her face during a heated argument on the floor of Congress today.
Damn.
But it gets way better. The Daily Beast reports that their feud erupted after Boebert stormed up to Greene to confront her about, quote, public statements that she had made about Boebert. Things escalated quickly as Greene fired back, accusing Boebert of having copied her articles of impeachment stunt against President Biden. I've donated to you, I've defended you, but you've been nothing but a little bitch to me. And you copied my articles of impeachment after I asked you to co-sponsor them. The confrontation got even more heated when Boebert responded, okay, Marjorie, we're through. But Greene fired back, we were never together.
Oh,
That is simply delicious.
oh, that is delightful.
You know, and that usually happens when people get together to do some evil. You know, it
Yeah.
always works out that one person turns on the other. You know, it
Because they're not evil enough.
yeah, because the other one wasn't evil enough, or you know, one was trying to be better than the other one, or
Yeah.
some stupid ass shit. But yes, I found that quite hilarious.
It's very funny.
But you think that's hilarious? Watch this video right quick. I call this racist oopsie daisy. Here we go.
Done anything. We're a totally peaceful racist group.
What? Ain't another quiet part ever been said louder than this one.
We haven't done.
Oh man, he came up so quick that he couldn't even finish. Oh, was that not satisfying?
We're a peaceful racist.
Yep. I want to see that one more
Done
time.
anything. We're a totally peaceful racist group.
What?
Did you see the lady in the back? Watch the lady like behind him.
Done anything. We're a totally peaceful racist group.
What?
She was cracking up. Oh my god! Oh, she couldn't handle it. Well, she lost it. So
I have to say it. What the fuck?
Yep. Now that's the funny part of racism that shows you it exists. But here's the sad part about racism, and this is racism explained in exactly 30 seconds. You see that a lot in the news too.
Wow.
What was that blonde girl's name from Alabama that got? Remember, she disappeared.
No, I don't remember.
You don't? You remember? Damn, y'all was my bullshit. Natalie Holloway.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you remember the name, right?
I remember Natalie Holloway. Yeah.
You remember how
the Dutch
hard
guy killed her.
Yeah. You remember how hard they were looking for and how long?
Yeah, the blonde girl. Yes.
What about the girl in South America that he got a hold of? What's her name? Exactly. Nobody even remembers that case because, of course, it was a brown girl. So,
well, just like what's their names? The one the ones from Florida, he killed his girlfriend out in the road, the little blonde girl.
Oh man, you got me.
It just happened. They did the conversion van. They traveled around. He strangled her in Teton Park, left her there. Brian Laundrie and what's her name? Petito from the blonde cutesy girl. They said the same thing. They're like the manhunt looking for her. If it was a black little girl, they'd just be like, "Oh well, she's gone." Yeah,
and that's how they. I say they. I can't remember who it was specifically, but it was put out. All these black and brown and native girls who have been missing for years that nobody even talks about.
No.
And then, all these blonde-haired white girls that go missing, and it's like there's search parties, there's websites, GoFundMe pages and shit.
Yeah.
But the poor, the brown and black girls don't get that same urgency. We have to almost beg. which, you know, it is what it is, but it's
Yeah.
So
Very
yeah,
sad.
let's get that horrible taste out of our mouth with this.
Done anything. We're a totally peaceful racist group.
What?
I love that lady back there. Oh man, she just immediately. I'm surprised somebody
Lost
didn't
it.
pop over that gate after her ass. Good lord.
Wow. That one's funny. I didn't see that. That one's a goddamn pisser.
Yep. I gotta remind you guys that if you are on the YouTube channel, make sure you hit like and subscribe. That way you never miss anything. And the notification button will look very similar to this, except it will be in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Right there. That's what it'll look like. Just make sure you hover it just ever so slightly over there. It'll say, do you want to subscribe? You say, yes, sir. And you are there.
Make sure it's your right hand.
If you are not on YouTube right now, this here is the code. Just use your QR reader on your phone, and it will take you directly to our YouTube page, and where you can subscribe to this thing and never, ever, ever miss any of the goodness again. We do expect, I'm in a lot. Do expect JJ to be back next week, barring any kind of badness. We are always simulcast on Facebook Live on our Jaded Zen Entertainment page, as well as my personal page, Michelle's LinkedIn, our YouTube, my Twitter, just pretty much anywhere you can think of. We're probably there. Here is our YouTube information. Here is our Instagram information. And we still do have a audio podcast. We just haven't been on it that much lately. But if you wish to download that and listen to it on the way to wherever the hell you got to go on a long trip, or if you're just sad and need a laugh, go ahead and down that bad boy.
We're good for that.
Oh, you'll be sniggling.
Yep.
I guarantee it. I guarantee it. As far as Lo, her Instagram is such as is, and her wisdom page is right there, Crazy Lo. Let's see, do we have something else for you? Yeah, you're very you don't have a whole lot of shit there, do you?
Very mysterious.
When JJ's around, she does have a podcast on Podbean called Inside JJ's Mind. You can find her on Instagram at J_baby85. You can find her Instagram, J_baby85. And her wisdom is J Jackson85. Just the one J. She screwed up telling y'all it was JJ Jackson. It's just J Jackson. Woman don't know her own shit half the time. And remember, tomorrow I will be on Kenny Starmaker Bowling Show, the Bowling Alley. And if you've never watched that show, I highly suggest that you go over there, subscribe, and just watch some of the back episodes. It is hilarious. He does talk politics. He does talk sports. He's somebody that likes to debate, and chances are you're not going to win.
Yeah.
He's just, he was a heel manager in OVW for, I think it was 15 years or something like that. So, yeah, when you get somebody who shoots live on TV every week, it's kind of hard to to not get some entertainment value out of that.
Now, who did he manage?
He managed John Cena, Rico Constantino, I believe Brock Lesnar.
Yep.
He didn't manage Batista, but he managed against him. I'm losing a few, but Shelton Benjamin, I believe, but definitely John Cena and Rico, who he still keeps in contact with. Matter of fact, John Cena sent him a kind of a care package to auction off. Included a few of his action figures.
Wow.
didn't even know existed. Apparently, Tony Atlas, the wrestler, is a great artist, and drew a couple of pictures of John that is completely commissioned by the Cena family. They allow however many goes out, but autographed by John Cena himself, as well as Tony Atlas with his real name. So Anthony White. So if you want to go over to his page, the bidding starts at least $100 for that. There are action figures, Series 10, Series 20. There's some autographed pictures from Superstar Bill Dundee. Those of you down in the Memphis area know exactly who I'm talking about. Just there's a lot of things for you to bid on, and a lot of the money that goes to him actually goes to feed people in the Philippines, helping Filipino families. Some of them whose houses have been destroyed, or they've been robbed, or they have medical bills. That things are much cheaper over there, but they're also a lot poorer. So sending $5, excuse me, can feed a family. It can give a kid 3 pairs of shoes.
Wow.
And get enough medicine for the dogs. As whatever you can, even if it's $1, it all helps. And I'm trying to say, we don't have his PayPal up, do we? Next week I'll have all that information because I'll talk about it every week. But definitely tune in to the bowling alley tomorrow, because I'm sure we'll talk about it a lot more. And all my people that come on, I will persuade you to just put $1 in, because especially the uncle over there who had a stroke. He lives in literally a shack the size of an outhouse. His family has abandoned him because he had a stroke.
Oh, man.
7 kids, I guess over there, it's when you become useless, the family kind of lets you go because you're a burden.
Yep.
So he has nothing. So Kenny was able to get him some pillows, some blankets. He was able to have his first Big Mac. That's really cool for them over there too, for them to be able to get McDonald's.
Yeah.
Like, or a hamburger, or ice cream.
Like a treat. Yep.
It's an extreme treat.
Yep.
So
Kenny was able to get a mattress because he was sleeping on like a raft, essentially like a bamboo raft. It wasn't even, a plastic raft like we see here in the States. His shack or house, whatever you want to call it, had a huge hole in it that could fit a dog through there. So, if there's weather conditions, he's still subjected to it because there's a big ass hole.
They were able to get him a radio that needs to be charged every day. But, when you're lonely, a radio can mean the world.
It does, yeah. It makes a big difference.
So, yeah, everybody that YouTube address down there, I strongly suggest that you go over there, subscribe, and just take a look at some of his old stuff. Him and Jim Cornette used to have a lot of great shows together until there was a huge falling out. So Jimmy's out, Kenny's in. And he gives you a lot of inside information on the sport of wrestling, television, just a lot of things. He gives a lot of great perspectives on things, and he's funny as hell.
Yeah, he's got a great memory.
Oh yeah, real good memory. Let me see. What was? Oh yeah, a little bit of sad news. I don't know if you guys have seen this, where the
I didn't hear the outcome of it.
Well, they're
God.
Stems, but they're saying it's not good. There's only about 20 hours of air left, and they're not sure if they can get down there in enough time. But
that's sad.
Yeah, it's sad. Titanic claims another couple lives. So it just. Here's the thing. I am a curious person. I'm not
that curious.
Bring to the bottom of the ocean curious. I'm good with the documentaries and pictures.
Really foolish, if you ask me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Would not get me to do that at all.
And they literally know they're gonna die.
Yeah. Oh, that's the worst part.
Yeah.
That's
they're all stuck in there and they all know they're gonna die. They're all looking at each other like, what the fuck do you do?
Boy, and you're gonna die of suffocation.
Right. Yeah.
In an exact time.
Mm-hmm.
What would you do in that moment? Would you kill yourself, or would you just allow it to happen?
I would probably reflect a lot of my life.
I would probably just try to fall asleep because
Good luck with
Yeah.
that.
yeah, but I mean,
All of us put each other in sleeper holds.
but I mean, if you're running out of air, wouldn't it
You
be
fade.
easier to fall asleep?
Depends on
Yeah.
how quickly, though. I mean, is it just like a, and then all of a sudden you're just gasping and shit, or does it just slowly, like you slowly start gasping to death? Either way, it sucks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Man, it's not like you can escape because as soon as you get out of there, the water will crush you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, you're done.
Yeah. Yep.
What went wrong with it? Why did it? What? I don't even know the story, but like, what went wrong and how that even?
Honestly, I don't know the story either. I've been, excuse me, I've been following posts about it.
Yeah,
but
me too.
I haven't really got to where the malfunction.
Technical problem or something?
I'm sorry.
Was it a mechanical? I want to say I heard it was like a mechanical problem.
I'm sure it was. I mean, that's
But
the only
like
thing I could think of.
specifically what?
And you know, it was probably something as simple as an O-ring,
Yeah.
like the Challenger.
The Challenger. Yep.
Yeah, it is. I'm
Damn
sure it's
O-ring. That's just crazy. What was I about to say?
Wow.
Oh, here's a video that I pulled up. I have no idea who these people are, but it caught my attention just because I'm a father of 2 daughters and a husband of a wife and a son of a mother. And a lot of women mean a lot to me. So have any of you guys ever heard of the, I don't know if he's a rapper or singer, YK Osiris?
No.
Okay. And a singer named Sukihana?
No.
No.
Okay. Well, anyway, this YK Sirius or whatever the fuck shows you exactly what a gentleman should never do and what I should never ever see a man do ever, because I'll slap the shit out you. But let's take a look. This is not cool.
Oh my! Oh,
And
What?
high fives and cheers all around.
Gross.
How was security not there?
Yeah. Well, and how are the
What
guys?
about the other guy sitting there, not even helping her, getting him off of it?
Especially
just
when you
all-
can tell that she's offended.
Right. Yeah, she's trying to get away from it,
Yeah.
clearly.
That's disgusting.
So not only is that dude foul, y'all dudes at the table, y'all was a bunch of hoes too.
Mm-hmm.
Because y'all should have
You-
stepped in and
yep.
made that shit not happen.
You
I
accepted
guarantee that shit wouldn't have happened when he's sitting there. I'd still be kicking his ass.
Mm-hmm.
But and then after the fact, you know, he's laughing about it like it's a joke, and all these dudes are like, you know, dapping him up and shit like that. Like, what the fuck? And I did read that it kind of fucked her up.
No, I
You know,
bet.
because especially nobody was there to help her.
Exactly.
You know, and she
Big time victim.
that was just, yeah, dudes, keep your fucking hands off ladies. If they don't want to be kissed, don't kiss them.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't want to talk to you, turn your ass around and walk away. It's that simple.
Yeah.
Not everybody's gonna like you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like I'm a decent looking dude. Not everybody thinks I'm good looking. I don't give a shit. You know.
You're not going to be fondling people just to say, hey, you're going to like me.
Well, and my ego's not gonna be so hurt that I'm gonna force myself on them to show them what they're missing or
Right.
anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because you ever see dudes like that when they get turned down by a woman, all of a sudden she's a bitch,
Yeah.
or she don't know what she's
Oh,
Or,
yeah. I got stories of
I bet you do.
real stories of people I know. One of my friend's sister turned a guy down. He's like, "Hey, you want to dance in the club?" And she's like, "No." He waited for her outside, slashed her face.
Oh my God.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Wow.
from her ear
Because
to her
she said
mouth.
no.
And what?
Because she said no.
She said no to dance with him
Over a dance.
Wow.
over a dance.
Imagine if she would have known him more and they had an intimate relationship, or whatever.
He'd have killed her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was one of my best friend's sisters. Nope.
She's still scarred.
Oh yeah, for life. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah, that wasn't going anywhere. It was real deep. That's a horrifying story.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wow.
True story though. Yep.
Man.
Well, and she, I'm sure, has PTSD from it big time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing though. What a strong girl she was. She bounced back quite strong. I was really impressed. Oh yeah, PTSD for sure. She had reservations, but she did much better than other people I know. She really held her own.
Fall apart.
Wow.
Jesus, dog, hush. He's trying to be on the podcast, make himself known. Like, you don't be kissing on people like that. Yeah,
Rosie's just curled up in a little ball sleeping.
Yeah, so his name was YK. I'll just spell it out. YKOSIRIS.
Osiris.
You co-Cyrus? I don't give a shit. Anyway, I hope this fucks your career up. And the girl's name is Sukihana. But yeah, just you disgusting piece of shit.
That was horrible.
That's borderline rape. That's sexual assault for sure.
There was an assault there. Yeah, I was gonna say there was forced touching.
Yeah. And who knows if he stuck his tongue down there? Oh God. It just makes you crazy to think about.
She stayed a lot coming. I would have been on my feet.
Oh, I couldn't imagine you.
No, don't. Anyway,
microphone be up his ass at this point in time.
We're not gonna go there. Yeah, I can't. The whole thing with the dogs attacking. I said if like a dog's about to really harm me or my dog, yeah, I could stab it if I had to.
Mm-hmm.
But there would be a lot of hesitating, and it's happened before where I was more messed up the second time a dog came up on us because I wasn't so much PTSD from the first time it happened, but more like the thought I almost had to hurt a dog.
Yeah. Oh yeah. A lot of people talk shit about how they could, kill this or stab that until you do it. It causes a little bit of a PTSD on your end too.
Yeah, well, I just didn't want to have. Yeah, I said that's the difference between me and my husband. Goes, I can't imagine if it was a human. I'm like, bloodbath, yeah, all over the place. Who cares? But like, I was really messed up over the thought that I may have had to hurt a dog. Yeah. I didn't want to do that. So yeah, I mean, things come at you, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah. It does make you, what is it? Fight, flight, freeze, or fawn?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I do know myself well enough to know that if I was in that incident, that the first touch would have been the last touch.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Like rubbing on my shoulders, I would have been like, get him off me. You come back, now I'm standing up. You get out my fucking face.
Right.
Yep.
I'm just disappointed in the dudes, though.
I'm really disappointed more. Yeah, I'm not victim blaming at all. She did nothing wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
At all. As a matter of fact.
All shocked, like, oh my God.
Yeah, and just allowed it to happen.
And then laugh.
Yes.
Like, even if it's a nervous laugh, you better man up, man. Just because, I mean, you know how.
I think she was actually waiting for the other guys. I think she thought she was okay because they were going to jump in.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's why she didn't react as strongly, because she's like, guys.
Well, yeah.
No.
Like,
No.
Like she was just looking like, help me.
Help me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
Absolutely.
Wow.
It's a shame. Dudes, do better. And this ain't like a knight in shining armor
guys, you
type
see
of
a guy
shit.
misbehave and step in.
Yeah. This ain't a knight in shining armor type of shit. This is just be a fucking
be decent.
Yeah. I mean, just these are humans. That's somebody's daughter. You know, somebody's sister, probably, definitely granddaughter. You know, it's just not cool, dudes. Not cool.
Nope.
While I remember, let's go ahead and remind everybody of all the goodness. There we go. Good time to remind you guys that Off the Rail is a production of Jaded Zen Entertainment Media, LLC, all rights reserved, copyright 2023. Anything that you borrow or steal, please give us credit to that. I'm missing a couple things.
We're on every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Time. We can be found on youtube.com/@JadedZen. We are also on Instagram and Facebook at Jaded Zen Entertainment. What else do we have?
All kind of stuff.
We also have our audio podcast, considerthishit.podbean.com. We haven't had an episode recently, but that is coming soon.
And remember, all you guys that are on YouTube, go ahead and slide down to the bottom right corner, hit that subscribe button, and then once you do that, like this show, and then once you do that, every time a live show's about to come, just hit that notify me button. It'll let you know a half hour in advance that we're coming. And after that half hour, you will join us and we will have all the fun. So remember, youtube.com/@JadedZen or JadedZenEntertainment.com, or just come to our YouTube page and just go to the events tab, click that you reserve your spot, and it'll let you know exactly when the show starts. So again, never miss any of the goodness. All right. So we talked about last week. Can you get those deals off? So remember last week we talked about good time actor John Amos. Damn. And how his daughter was saying that he wasn't in the best of shape. And John was like, nah, that's bullshit, y'all. Guess what? I obtained a video of John himself talking to, I believe it's social services or some shit. Let's just take a look.
The issue is what problems you're experiencing legally and what you would like us to do for you, and then I can tell you what we can do and we can't do and how long it'll take or how short it'll take.
Okay. I'm an 83-year-old man, and I have 2 children. My son is here with me in the hospital in Memphis. He's at my bedside, and I'm not in the hospital as a result of anything that happened recently, other than the fact that about a month ago I was hospitalized because I was suffering from
water retention,
and a couple of other issues, all of which have been corrected or at least addressed. I'm very capable and I'm very confident in the doctors that I have here and the medical staff that my son has assembled around me, so I feel really good about that. My main issues are that I feel that I was, prior to entering the hospital, I had some ongoing issues with my daughter, who I feel has taken advantage of me, and she would be the primary suspect, if you would. I don't know if that's the right term to use or not, but she's the one that I would attribute my elderly abuse to. And it's definitely a case of elderly abuse because, as I said...
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right from the man's mouth himself.
Yep. Well, she was right on the elderly abuse. She was just pointing in the wrong direction.
Yep. She must have had a mirror in front of her when she was saying that shit.
Yep.
But yeah, and you know, one thing, I follow him on Instagram and his son actually. And from what I see, what I'm wondering is him and his son are really close. And his son they're in the middle of producing a biopic about him. So I'm wondering if she's just jealous because, I mean, she was probably a fuck up from being a kid. But I wonder if she's jealous of the relationship with the son or the fact that he gets to be involved in shit. Did he cut her ass off after so many times and needing help?
Yep.
You know, because I mean, anybody that gets a GoFundMe page going for somebody that's not in trouble, you're a little stupid because they check that shit out.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the man's going to find out he wasn't dead.
Right.
He obviously has a smartphone.
Mm-hmm.
He has Instagram. I know that, because he does videos every so often. So,
wow.
The first thing I was thinking of is, maybe he cut her off financially. But then the second thing is maybe she's in drugs or, she's trying to collect money for herself somehow.
Right.
Because she's not getting what she wants.
No.
Yeah.
Pitiful.
Yep.
Pitiful is right.
Just damn pitiful. And again, YouTubers, subscribe. It's going to be at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen as you look into your computation device or smartphone machinery. And again, here's the QR code. If you want to go ahead and lock it in there, hit the QR code, save it, put it in your pictures. Never have trouble finding us again. Unless I change the web address, that'd be messed up. So we got about an hour 45 in. I think we've done pretty well today. We got a lot of our topics. Actually, we got all the topics I wanted to talk about, except one that I decided we're going to do later because it's in crazy news. So I'm going to read you the title and then we'll get into it next week. So cliffhanger. Nurse Lucy Ledby, quote, killed babies because she had a crush on a doctor.
Oh my God.
We'll talk about that next week. So all of you on Facebook that's watching, thank you so much. All of you on Twitter, we thank you. All of you on YouTube, we thank you to hit that subscribe button and to share. We really need all of you guys to share, everybody. If we can get 100 followers, there's a lot more things we can do with these videos, such as put chapters in there, zhuzh them up a little bit. We can do contests, all kinds of things. So we are at 60. All we need is 40 more. So just tell one person. No, let's tell two, okay? 2 people a piece. Just tell them, forward the information. Tell them check out one of our shows because we're funny as hell. We're good looking for the most part. We're pleasant to look at. But we will make your 2 hours go by quick. We will make a Wednesday night where there's nothing good on TV except Abbott Elementary, but we're on hiatus. So you really have nothing better to do than to come see us. So we invite you back next week, Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Specifically, and I want everybody to remember tomorrow, Thursday, June 22nd, Coltrane visits the bowling alley for the very first time. Me and Kenny Starmaker Bowling will be chopping it up for a little while. Never know what the hell he's going to talk about. He always thinks about it like the very day of. So it could be sports, could be politics, could be me, could be wrestling, could be anything really. Could be butt fungus. You never know. But anyway, we thank you all for watching. We invite you back next week, Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Make sure you go to Starmaker Bowling's page immediately after this show. Hit subscribe. Tune in tomorrow where you will see Coltrane and Bowling just chopping it up and having a good old time. You just never know what's going to happen. So tune in next week. Tune in to my YouTube page. Tune in to my Facebook. Tune in to my Instagram because I always got lots of cool things going on. So, so just make sure you're keeping up with all of our shit. I sound like I'm starting to flame out, so I'm going to go ahead and Lolo, what you got for us?
Keep it cool, peeps. Keep it cool. Be good to one another.
Shell Bell.
Have a great rest of your week.
And I would like to say from the mighty Coltrane, peace, love, and cool. Be good to each other. See you tomorrow on the Kenny Bowling Show.
Bye.